Welcome to the English We Speak with me, Neil.
And me, Fei Fei.
In this episode, we're looking at the expression under your breath. It means say something so quietly that no one else can hear exactly what you're saying.
We use it to describe when someone complains or makes negative comments to themselves. We often talk under our breath to let people know we are unhappy or angry about something, but don't want them to hear the words we're saying.
Yes, and it can be a quite unpleasant or nasty situation. We could be saying negative things about someone, and we don't want them to hear exactly what we're saying.
Yes, last night I was watching a terrible film with Jia Ying. I said, I hate this film, under my breath. I wanted her to know I wasn't enjoying it, but I said it under my breath so she didn't know my exact feelings.
While we often use it for complaints or negative comments, sometimes we can use it to describe when we talk to ourselves directly.
Yes, so yesterday I played a game of table tennis against Rob. I said under my breath, I'm going to beat you, Rob. This is to encourage myself.
Exactly. Let's hear some examples before we talk more about this idiom.
He always says things under his breath about the work and tasks he's given. I'm not sure what his problem is.
Bruce told himself under his breath that he would not come back to the restaurant again. He hated it.
She said something under her breath, but I couldn't quite hear it. She looked angry though.
You're listening to the English We Speak from BBC Learning English, and we're learning about the expression under your breath, which means say something very quietly. We often use it to describe talking to yourself or when we don't want people to know exactly what we're saying because we're complaining.
We often use it with verbs of speech. So, for example, I said something under my breath. We sometimes use it with the verb mutter, which has a similar meaning. Speak quietly in a way that's not easy to hear and is often used to talk about someone complaining.
Yes, mutter something under your breath. As under your breath is an idiom, it's quite informal.
So the next time you hear someone complaining, but you can't understand everything they're saying, you now know the idiom you can use.
They are speaking under their breath. Join us again to learn more common English expressions. Thank you and bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the English We Speak with me, Jia Ying.
And hello, I'm Rob. Now, in English, we have a phrasal verb that describes improving something, so it becomes the same level or standard as something else. It's level up.
Level up. So here the word level is about being at an equal position as something else, and up is about increasing it to that level. So we're talking about improving or advancing something to make it the same as other things of the same type.
When we level up, it's often for things that are important and serious. For example, the standard of education at one school may be improved so that students receive the same quality of teaching that they do at another school. They level up. This process is called levelling up.
But we can also use it simply to describe improving things in our everyday lives.
Yes, that's true. I want to level up the clothes in my wardrobe so I look cool and fashionable, like everybody else.
Good idea, Rob. You look so last year. Anyway, let's hear some more uses of level up.
The company has leveled up wages for its staff to match those of a rival business. Our team needs to level up if we stand any chance of beating our opponents at the weekend. We're levelling up our training scheme so that everyone gets the chance to use it.
This is the English We Speak, where we're talking about the phrasal verb level up. It describes improving something so it's the same level or quality as something else.
And remember, we can talk both about levelling up something important, like the economy, or something more personal, such as your foreign language ability. Jia Ying, if you level up your Spanish, you could come to the conversation club with me.
Not yet. I've got some leveling up to do. Time to study first. Hola, me llamo Jia Ying.
This could take a while. Adios. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is the English we speak with me, Fei Fei.
And I'm Neil. We have a phrase about following other people's thoughts, ideas, or actions because it's the easiest thing to do. It's go with the flow.
Go with the flow. So go has something to do with moving, and flow is to do with the continuous movement of something. But how do we really use it?
Well, when someone's ideas, thoughts, or actions start developing, we can think of them as moving along. And when you go with the flow, you move along with it. You don't resist it. You just go with it.
I see. So the other day when we were all arranging to go out for dinner, Rob suggested going to the cafe near the office. I wasn't that keen, but rather than making a fuss, I went with the flow.
Ha, you did. But that's easier than trying to argue with Rob. Going with the flow is about being relaxed and accepting the situation. Here are some more examples of go with the flow.
I thought my ideas for the new project were better, but I decided to keep quiet and go with the flow.
Even though he couldn't agree with our tactics, I told Tom to go with the flow if he wants us to win the match.
Where should we go out to eat tonight?
I don't mind. I'll go with the flow.
This is the English we speak from BBC Learning English. We're learning about the phrase to go with the flow, which means to follow other people's thoughts, ideas, or actions because it's the easiest thing to do.
Yes, it's not about compromising or negotiation. It's just about accepting things. A similar expression is go with the tide. Sometimes, Fei-Fei, it is just easier to go with the flow.
You mean like accepting Rob's idea of going to the restaurant tonight?
Yes, exactly. So come on, it's time to go there now.
No, it's not. I said 6 o'clock. I've got too much work to do.
Oh, Fei-Fei, just go with the flow and come now. I'll treat you.
In that case, Neil, let's go. Bye.
Bye. Welcome to the English we speak with me, Neil.
And me, Fei-Fei.
We have an expression which is used to say that something is perfect, the best it can be, or relevant. It's on point.
On point. How do we use it, Neil?
I gave a presentation last week to my colleagues on digital sales strategy, and my boss was really impressed. He said my workshop was on point.
Great. Your presentation was really good and you gave perfect explanations.
Thanks. I was also wearing a clean suit and freshly ironed shirt. I looked on point.
You did look very smart.
Let's hear some more examples.
My cauliflower bake was really on point at the vegan wedding.
My boss's comments about improving business profits were on point.
My beard looks on point after using a new lotion.
You're listening to the English we speak from BBC Learning English, and we're learning the expression on point, which is an informal way of saying that something is at the best level that it could be, or even perfect.
Yes, on point can also be used to mean that something is perfectly appropriate for a situation. For example, the perfect comment at the right time could be described as on point.
Yes, like when a teacher or boss gives you advice that really helps you. You could say the advice was on point.
Exactly. When I was younger, my teacher advised me to focus on English, as that was my strong subject. Her advice was on point. Now I'm an English teacher.
You certainly are. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Welcome to the English we speak with me, Rob.
And me, Jiaying.
Here's an idiom to use when you want to say you admire someone because they've done something impressive. It's hats off.
Hats off. But we don't physically take our hat off to someone. It's metaphorical, isn't it?
It is, although the origin of the expression is from when a person would raise their hat to show respect to someone. But don't worry, Jiang, if you're not wearing a hat, you can still say it.
Good. So hats off to you, Rob, for telling us about this phrase.
Oh, thanks. And hats off to you, Jiang. I hear you won a cake-making competition. Impressive. It's not easy to make good cakes. I can't even bake.
Thanks. I might let you try some later. So, you're saying hats off there to mean congratulations as well.
Yes, because it's a great achievement, and I can't even bake. Let's hear some more examples of hats off.
Hats off to you for completing your first marathon. What an achievement! I take my hat off to anyone who works full-time and manages a family as well. Hats off to my brother for getting top grades in all his exams. I'm proud of you.
You're listening to the English We Speak from BBC Learning English, and we're learning the expression hats off, which is an informal way of expressing your respect or admiration for something someone has done. It can also mean congratulations.
Now, it's not a new saying, but it still gets used today. And of course, it refers to people, not things. So we don't say hats off to the new computer system.
But we could say hats off to the person who installed the new computer system.
Yes, and when we say hats off to someone, it's probably because they have achieved something that you could never do, like making an award-winning cake.
Yes. Would you like to try some now?
Sounds like a good idea. See you next time.
Bye. Hello and welcome to the English We Speak. I'm Jiaying.
And I'm Rob. We're going to look at an idiom that's about the possibility of winning. It's be in with a shout.
Be in with a shout. Shout. So this is about being loud and making a noise.
Well, actually, it's not, Jiaying. To be in with a shout means to have a good chance of winning something or succeeding in something. And there's no need to shout if you want to win.
Right, so this informal British idiom is about having the possibility of winning or succeeding. So, my favourite football team is currently in second place. They are in with a shout of winning the league if they score a few more goals.
But only if there is a realistic chance or probability that they will do it. And this idiom is not just used for sport, it's for any situation in which winning something is a possibility.
Okay, so for example, I'm in with a shout of getting a promotion at work if the interview goes well.
Well, good luck with that. Let's hear some more examples of this idiom, shall we?
According to your teachers, you could be in with a shout of getting top grades in all your exams. The athlete was in with a shout of winning a gold medal until he tripped over at the last minute and only came third. I think we're in with a shout of raising enough money to build the new children's playground.
This is the English We Speak, and we're looking at the idiom be in with a shout, which we use when there is the possibility of winning or succeeding in something.
Yes, as I say, it's when there is a good chance you will win. If it's unlikely you're going to achieve something, then we don't use it. I would like to climb to the top of Mount Everest, but let's be honest, I'm not in with a shout of doing that.
True, but I've just bought a lottery ticket, so I'm in with a shout of becoming a millionaire.
Well, I don't think buying one lottery ticket means there's a good chance of winning millions of pounds. Sorry. But hopefully you're in with a shout of getting a promotion and maybe more money.
Wish me luck.
Good luck, Jiaying. Bye for now.
Bye.
Welcome to the English We Speak with me, Neil.
And me, Fei.
We've got an expression which describes that feeling you get when you're not sure what to say or do. It's to be at a loss.
We can get an idea of the meaning of this expression from that word loss. The idea that we no longer have something or have lost something.
Exactly. So in the case of at a loss, we're trying to say that we have no idea what to do or say in certain situations. For example, when we're trying to help someone. So, Fei, I heard you're going to Spain next week from the UK.
That's right. Can you phone the hotel for me to make a reservation, please, Neil?
Well, I can try, but I'd be at a loss. I don't speak Spanish.
Great example. And I know you love video games, but I don't usually play them. I'm at a loss when I try to play them.
Well, maybe I should teach you some. Let's hear some examples.
Ahmed was at a loss as to what to do for his wife's birthday.
Kevin didn't know how to operate the new computer system. He was at a loss.
I was at a loss as to what to say to him after his girlfriend left him.
You're listening to the English We Speak from BBC Learning English, and we're learning about the expression be at a loss, which means you're not sure what to do or say in a certain situation.
Yes, so at a loss is nearly always used with the verb be. I am, he is, or she is at a loss. And it's commonly followed by the words as to.
Very well explained, Neil. I'm at a loss to explain it better. So, what are you doing this weekend?
Well, my wife and I are going to a restaurant near our house on Friday. What about you?
I'm not sure. I'm at a loss as to what to do.
Well, maybe you can join us at the restaurant, and after that, we can teach you how to play our favourite video game. Then you won't be at a loss in the future.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hello and welcome to the English We Speak. I'm Fei.
And I'm Neil. And in this programme, we're learning a phrase that describes putting lots of effort into what you're doing. It's hard at it.
Hard at it. So this is about working really hard.
Yes, but not just work. If you're putting lots of effort into doing anything, we can say you're hard at it. The hard part is the adjective and means involving lots of effort, and the it refers to the thing you're doing.
Right, so I did a workout at the gym yesterday. It was tough, but that's because I tried really hard. I put lots of effort into it. So, could I say I was hard at it?
You could, and well done, by the way. You wouldn't find me hard at it in the gym. Yesterday, I was hard at it trying to study for my Spanish language test.
It seems we were both busy, hard at it, doing something difficult.
Yes, and we weren't the only ones. Listen to these examples.
Don't disturb Vera. She's hard at it trying to finish the paperwork for the project.
If you're looking for Dad, he's hard at it in the kitchen, making food for the party.
I'm hard at it on a practice run, trying to get fit for a marathon I'm taking part in next month.
In this, the English We Speak, we're learning the phrase hard at it, which describes putting lots of effort into doing something.
Yes, and note this has an informal use and refers to anything you're making extra effort to do and that you're really focused on.
Well, Neil, I've been hard at it at work today. I think I deserve to finish early and head to the gym again for another workout.
Lucky you, I've still got this pile of work to do, so I'll be hard at it until late. Wish me luck.
Good luck, Neil. Bye.
Bye.